Hi, I'm Ryan with the Neville Public Museum. I'm here today in our new Generations Gallery to talk about some of the coolest artifacts that we have on display. And I'm here today in a section of the museum that's all about World War I in the early 1900s. And I want to focus on a very tiny and very timely artifact that I'm guessing most of the people that come through here don't even notice. And it's right behind me. And it is a little glass medicine bottle, and it is a vaccination bottle for a disease that was kind of ravaging the world during this time called the Spanish flu. Now, I have to admit, when I started doing some research, I became a little confused about this vaccine bottle because a vaccine for the flu virus was not discovered until the 1940s, 30 years after this one is dated. So it got me thinking, well, what's going on here? And what I found out was that in the early 1900s, before the Spanish flu broke out, there was a German doctor who was trying to come up with this vaccine. There were some other vaccines, but kind of still in development, and scientists were only starting to really understand viruses and bacteria and the difference between them. And he found that a lot of influenza patients would also develop the secondary infection. So they'd have the flu virus, but also a bacterial infection. And this doctor thought, hey, if all these people who have the flu have this certain bacteria, maybe it's the bacteria that's causing the flu. So he developed a vaccine against that bacteria. And by the time World War I and the Spanish flu broke out, a lot of doctors realized that it wasn't really that bacteria that was causing the flu. So they kind of knew that this vaccination that was going to work against bacteria was probably not going to be the thing that ended the influenza outbreak. But they thought, well, you know what? It might help because people catch the flu and they get the secondary infection, which also makes them even more sick. So maybe it's something that will kind of help. But they kind of knew even then that it wasn't going to be the thing that really wiped out this influenza pandemic. So I'm shooting this video in early 2021 when we're still unfortunately kind of in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. And a lot of people like to compare and say, okay, well, how does COVID-19 compare to the Spanish flu and even to sort of the seasonal flu that a lot of people will get? So I have some statistics for you here. In a typical year, on average, about 8% of the population will catch what we call the seasonal flu influenza virus, and about 0.1% of people, unfortunately, do die from that disease every year. Now, if you look at the Spanish flu, it's said that up to a third of the entire population of the world caught this. In the United States, it's about 28% of the population, so pretty close to that. And the death rate from the Spanish flu was about 2.5% on average, depending on where you kind of get your numbers, so quite a bit higher. COVID-19, as of right now, we are looking at about 21 million or so people have caught the COVID-19 virus as of the time of this filming. And right now, our death rate, unfortunately, is sitting at about 1.5%. So about 15 times higher than the seasonal flu, but fortunately, much less than the Spanish flu. So to see this artifact and others like it, you can visit the museum, and you can also check out our website at nevillepublicmuseum.org, where you can learn about our hours, how to buy tickets in advance, and some of those safety precautions we are taking right now due to COVID-19. You can also visit us on social media, on our Facebook and Instagram pages, and especially check out our YouTube page where you can see videos about other artifacts like this. So thanks very much, and we'll see you soon.